Have you ever thought about using period underwear but have been way too scared to try? Or have you ever thought, maybe period underwear works for some girls, you know, those lucky few who have light periods, but not for me. I've got crazy heavy periods. That would never work for me. If you've ever thought that, then keep watching because this video is exactly for you. Why? Because I have very heavy periods and I have finally decided to try using period underwear. I will be the guinea pig so you don't have to worry about it, okay? Let me take on this burden for you. I will experiment with this and tell you my findings. So yes, I'm trying out period underwear for the first time, and the reason why I'm sharing this and making a video about it is because I know I have personally searched for other girls' experiences firsthand on if period underwear works on heavy periods. I haven't found much, so I thought maybe this would be needed and helpful for you if that's you. I really do hope you benefit from this video. Alright, so fair warning, I'm going to be a little bit descriptive in this video. I'm not going to be gross or anything like that, no more than I have to be, right? But I am going to be descriptive because that's kind of the point of why you clicked on this, because you want to know like the details that nobody will talk about. So that's why I'm doing this. Alright, fair warning. So the first thing that I want to quantify is, what do I mean by a heavy period? Because one person's heavy is not the other. So just so it's very objective and not my opinion is that I have a heavy period. Here's my example of, this is what I've been using. For me, my first 2 days are the heaviest, which I know is pretty common. And for me to survive the first 2 nights without any, or hopefully without any issues, I do have to use the hugest level. So you can see the levels. I'm on the biggest one on both of these, actually. So ultra, huge, humongous. So this is what they look like. Massive, right? These are the biggest ones available, and this is what I have to use to try to survive a night. And I still will sometimes have a mess in the morning, even after having both of these in. So that's what heavy is to me. This is my way of trying to quantify what heavy is so that you can have some comparison. Let me know, do you think this is super crazy heavy, or are you like, girl, you got no idea, I have to set my alarm in the middle of the night to change? Actually, that would be helpful to know. I want to know if I'm like, where am I on the level? Let me know. Okay? Alright, so there's what heavy is. That's what I'm working with here. Hopefully it helps you in your comparison. Okay, so before I share with you my experience, I want to talk about the why real quick. I've got 3 reasons why, for me, I decided to try this. Let me know if these are the same reasons that you are thinking about doing this. I've actually entertained the idea of period underwear for a while, but I could never get myself to do it. I thought it was disgusting, and I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I was like, that would not work. That's going to be disgusting. It's going to be so gross, and who would ever want to do that? That was my mindset this whole time. I tried like Diva Cup for a while. I don't know if you've ever tried a menstrual cup, but I tried Diva, and I had 2 rounds where I tried it, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it was a disaster. And to me, that just wasn't worth it. I don't know what's wrong with me, like if I just wasn't figuring it out, I wasn't doing it right, or what, but it was traumatic enough that it removed any resolve to try again. Again, let me know if I'm the only one who had a lot of trouble with Diva Cup or a menstrual cup. It was just not fitting right, and yeah, so every once in a while it would work great, but then like taking it out and like what you're at work and and it's just like it never worked out. It seemed like way more trouble than it was worth because like the removal process was so messy and gross, and it's like if you're in a public place, how are you supposed to deal with that? It wasn't working for me, but I knew I wasn't super happy with pads and tampons, but it was just because mostly like I just was looking for other solutions because I was always having messes and disasters because it was so heavy. Okay, so that was like my little backstory on my period protection, whatever you want to call it. So back to the reasons. So reason number 1 is for health reasons. I don't know about you, but about 6 months ago, I saw a Brett Cooper video that, yeah, I'll link it here.
They wrote, tampons contain lead, arsenic, and potentially toxic heavy metals, study finds. Great. That is so fantastic. Isn't that just fabulous to hear?
That renewed in me the holy crap, I gotta figure something out. And I've been feeling for a while like creeped out as I'm putting tampons in and just like, what actually is in this? The Brett Cooper video was like it just got me going again. I was like, shoot, I really gotta try something out. And I had been intending for a while to try period underwear because I was like, I'm in a really good situation now where I can finally have a safe zone to practice wearing them because I'm at home most of the time. And, you know, when you're like at work, like at a job, out and about, it's not really the best time to practice wearing this stuff because you don't know if you're going to have a disaster or not. And it's like, when is a great time where your period lines up and you're at home during the heaviest times to practice? I'm not going to go too far into the rabbit hole of the health reasons because it's terrifying and I don't even want to think about it. And the thing is, the ones I got, so I got the Thinx brand, and I know there's other brands, and this one still has, it's 95% cotton, but then 5% elastane, and then the actual part of it is 100% polyester, which, you know, it has polyurethane in it. I'm like, what? Polyurethane? I gotta do more research on that, and like, that's what I stain my wood and projects with. Anyways, it's still, I'm sure this isn't like amazing, but it's not up in there where I'm super, my body is like absorbing everything. At least there's like a skin barrier out here and it's not just the super absorbent area of my body. So I do believe in that case this is better than sticking poisonous tampons straight up in me. That's all I'm saying. Number 2 reason is waste. And I'm sure you can relate to this, like heavy period girls, it's like you go through so much and you're using so many pads and so many tampons and it's just a gross, yucky mess and your garbage is like stacking up and it stinks and it's just awful. There's the cost to think about, the waste of, I don't know if you'd say the waste of money, but it's like we have no choice, so of course we're gonna pay for these things. I'm not like a super crazy environmental person, but I still like to be conscious about my actions, and it's like this is so much crap, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, just imagining it piling up sometimes and where does it go, and oh my word, it freaks me out. I don't like it. I don't want to contribute that to the earth. And then reason number 3 is a combination of seeking more comfort, less stress, and actual efficiency, actual usability, absorbency, whatever you want to call it. Like, is it actually getting the job done? I need help with that because super heavy period, once again. So those are my reasons why. Let me know if you had any other reasons that you would add to this list why you are thinking about using period underwear. Okay, so now actually to the good part, the experience itself. And I did a little bit of vlogging throughout my experience here, so I'll roll some of those clips. All right, it's Wednesday. Actually, these just arrived yesterday, which was perfect timing because my period is due tomorrow and it's already coming. So I'm so glad I was able to get these washed today. Now they're all set for me to wear them. I'm actually kind of nervous. How long does it last? Like, how long before I need to like switch out a pair? Wasn't super prepared for this. I really hope they fit. Wish me luck. Quick little update is the next day. I put these on. Feels like really comfy. Really comfy. I'm surprised how comfy it is. They fit, feel snug, feel nice. I feel like shit, but that has nothing to do with undies. It's just first day of the period. So, let's see how it does. Yeah. I am super crabby. It's just the first day, you know? Yeah. But I got these on. They're comfy. So weird because I can like, you know, I can feel the blood coming out and I'm like, oh no, I'm just wearing underwear, oh no. And then I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's meant for this. But I'm still like really wary. I'm like, is it really gonna do the thing? Because I'm really heavy period. And like, I'm nervous. I'm hoping. So far it's working really well. It's like making life so much easier. It's just day 1 still so far, but it's nice. It's like don't have to worry about anything. I keep checking to see if there's a problem, and there just isn't so far. So I'm hopeful. We'll see how tonight goes. Tonight could be, we'll see. That's the real test. We'll see how that goes. All right, gotta get back at it. Bye. All right, it's this night. It's nighttime now. So that pair lasted 10 hours. I wore it from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Lasted that long, and then it started being like really, like, ooh, gotta get this off. I washed it out. It's a lot of blood. I'm gonna take a shower, and then I'm wearing a normal pad right now, and then I'm gonna start the real test, which is a pair overnight. Really kind of worried, but I'm gonna try it out. Time for a shower. All right, here comes the real test. Overnight, on the heaviest day. We'll see how it goes. About to crawl into my nice white sheets. Wish me luck. Hey friends, just a little check-in. Mustering some energy. I just am not here, but I gotta keep up this vlog. Point being, I put on the period undies at 7. Yes, no, I'm so sorry. I put them on at 8. Oh, good grief, too tired for this. 8 p.m. and then woke up at 4:45. So I guess I'd say I got out of bed around 5. So 8 p.m. till 5, and I was really nervous because when I woke up, I felt wet. I felt wet everywhere. And I was like, oh no, it's gonna be a terrible, horrible mess. And I was like cringing, and I turned on my lantern, and I'm like, oh, okay, here comes the music, and I like get out of the covers and look, and it's perfectly fine. There's nothing, no blood anywhere, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? But I feel it everywhere. So it was obviously like really full, but didn't leak onto the bed. I couldn't believe it. And while I don't really like, I got up and put on a normal pad and underwear and washed that thing out, and it's like, that's the last thing I want to do at 5 a.m. when I'm half asleep, is wash out an underwear full of blood. So much blood, oh my word. Just did it in the tub there, and yeah, but I was amazed, and I was so much more comfortable. I slept so much more cozily with these things on, instead of feeling like I can't move because I'm afraid that it's gonna get all wonky and you know, have a disaster. This felt so secure as I was sleeping. It's like that, these undies are not moving, nothing's moving, and I could be, because I'm a crazy sleeper, so normally I'm in all sorts of weird positions, and I feel like I can't do that normally when I'm wearing a pad and tampon. So I was extremely grateful. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yes, I just felt so much more comfy. Okay, I might redo this video because I'm tired, but whatever. All right, this feels like a super sturdy pair of underwear, and it's not going anywhere. I got Thinx, I got a medium. I was like, oh, I probably could have used a large, but I am wanting to go a little lower in weight. So once I lose a little bit more weight, I think this medium will be perfect, and because you do want it nice and secure. I had a different pair in the cart, and then it was out of stock by the time I decided to go purchase it on Amazon, so I got stuck with the high waist one, but I don't mind. It covers up my fat belly, so it's like, okay, yeah, I don't know, I feel super secure in it, so that's the kind I got. So it did freak me out at the first second to be feeling the blood come out and knowing it's just going into this underwear, and is this actually going to do its job? Am I sure it's going to do? I had no idea. I was sure I was going to make a mess everywhere. Anyway, so I had that one on for 10 hours, and it was like towards the end of the 10 hours, I was like, oh, yuck, I don't feel good. I need to take these off. It was very easy for me to tell that, oh, no, this is full, and yeah, got to get it off. So what I did is then I immediately rinsed it out in the tub, and golly gee, there's a lot of blood. I hate dealing with blood. I hate cleaning up after my period and all that stuff. Let me tell you, half the time I'm washing out my underwear anyways because a mess happened. So what's the difference? This is at least a controlled, intentional version. I don't know, it took me about like 5 minutes to get all the blood out, okay? Just saying. So after that, then just hung it up to dry. I wish I had a better setup for like a drying rack or something. Just don't really have a setup in this little place. And then the real test was going to be the nighttime. You know, you got your period on day 1, and then it's like that night. For me, it's really geared up. It's amped up. It's like, it's Shark Week, Sharknado. You better beware, there's a massacre going on in here. We actually just got new sheets, so it's like, let's wait till after my period, honey, and then let's switch sheets. And I'm assuming I'm going to be destroying these old white ones. First thing I have to say, if you have a heavy period, you know, you get stocked up. You got this big whammy right up in there. You got this thing. You feel like you're wearing a diaper. And then you crawl into bed and it's like, okay, don't move, don't breathe, don't move your legs, don't do anything, don't twist your body, just stay still so that... And I'll do this, and then I have like, I call them my period shorts, and they're like biker shorts, just really tight shorts to kind of hold everything in place. I'm telling you, I've had to deal with this stuff, and it's just like, that's the way I've managed to make this work all my life. And normally I'm just extremely uncomfortable. I feel like corked. So I feel like I feel like that skunk in the movie Over the Hedge. What's her name? Stella. Yeah, so normally it's really an uncomfortable sleep for me because most of the time I'm a crazy sleeper. So the very first thing I noticed, I put on my fresh pair, crawled into bed, and I was like, looked over at my husband, I'm like, honey, I'm so comfortable. It was amazing. It made me so happy. I was just like, because this stuff is really tight on the body, but for me it was like close to being like too tight, but like I said, so it felt so secure, so sturdy. I was like, this is not going anywhere. And because it's just like a pair of underwear and it's tight up that whole area, I was able to move around, and I knew, I was like, I'm not gonna have a problem. So that was incredible. It was like really the heaviest night, and there's nothing. I couldn't believe it. I was thrilled. I go and rinse out the bloody underwear. That's the only downside really that I was finding. A whole freaking lot of blood. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm just like, that's not fair. I could have used that nutrients, and what a waste. Oh, so that was that night. I had it on for 9 hours, and then it was like really like, okay, it's time. It's really full. So the box says 12 hours, up to 12 hours. For me, I did 10 hours and then 9 hours, and those were like maxed out for me. So I didn't quite make it to the 12 hours, but I don't think the majority of people are as heavy as I am, so that would make sense. In the transitional hours, because I only had 2 pair, I would put on an underwear and pad, and I didn't do a tampon at all, because I just don't want to put those up in me anymore. And yeah, that worked out pretty well. The next night, I was like, okay, this could be a really heavy night too. And then this morning I woke up and there was nothing, and it's just like, I'm amazed. I'm thrilled. I seriously am so shocked and surprised. The only thing that would make this better is if I had more pair, because I've kind of, because I'd rinsed them out really good, washed them out by hand, and then would rewear them, but they weren't always dry, and I'd have to wait a while and make sure that they actually air dry enough. So I would want at least 2 more pair, and I think that'd work really well. I paid like $36 for a 2-pack, I believe. It's crazy because you get so, you're so used to like your setup with a tampon and a pad. I know a lot of people will just wear a tampon and like a liner or something, but I can't get away with that because it's so heavy. So I'm just associated in my brain, and my period is just, I just feel so uncomfortable and have to kind of, almost feel like I'm waddling around some days. But with these, so comfortable. Like, I feel secure, and like I can move and not waddle, and golly, I wish I would have had these back when I worked my warehouse job. Sometimes it would like hurt so bad because I'm like sweating and doing this really physical labor all day long, and start getting, because of the pad, I remember I'd get like really bad rashes and stuff, like where I could hardly walk because it hurt so bad. Like, this would have never happened if I was wearing those. And it's just amazing. I'm really shocked. So that's been my experience. I still have like 4 more days of period left, but after my first 2 days, it's just lighter and lighter. So yeah, I already got the main experiment done, and I love it. Now, a few questions you might have is like the washing it out, actually, because if you look on their website, they actually say take the bloody, blood-filled underwear, just put it in the wash with the rest of your clothes, and they actually say the water will just dilute it all out. Now, I am not doing that. One, because I am happily married and I love my husband too much to traumatize him that way. And two, I don't want to do that anyways. That does seem really nasty, and I don't want to do that when I could easily take 5 minutes and get like all the blood out and then throw them in the wash. That works better for me so far. I am not wanting to just put all that blood in the wash with the rest of my clothes. That seems really nasty to me. I don't know. So I'm not doing that. So I kind of average between 8 and 10 hours for my usage on these. I feel like an 8-hour shift for these bad boys would be good. That's why I'd like more, so I can just kind of switch them out, you know. Oh, what other questions you might have? Pain levels. I know, because I've seen like on that Brett Cooper video, for instance, I saw a lot of comments on there, people saying like, I stopped wearing tampons and my cramps and pain levels like went way down. So I actually did notice this time around that my pain levels, they were bad, kind of bad the first day, but not like all the time. Definitely not at the same pain level I've had a lot of the times. But I don't know if that's because I wasn't wearing tampons, because I also, in this week, I was intentionally drinking a whole lot more water. So hydration could have just been the reason for that too. I don't know if these undies affected my pain levels or cramps at all, because I was definitely intentionally drinking at least 4 of these. 4 full versions of these. Been trying to be better with my hydration, so that really could have been an aspect of decreased pain levels. Which, hey, that's not a bad thing either. Drink your water. Oh, you know what I also wanted to when you get up in the morning and it's a full night of crazy period, it's usually like, even if you don't make a mess on your sheets, it's a disaster on you. Have you experienced that, or is it just me? I don't think it's just me. Like, and it's like, it is like, yuck, it smells bad, and there's blood like everywhere, and you're like, oh, I have to either, if you don't have time to take a shower, then it's like, oh, I better make sure I have some baby wipes or something to try to clean up. The thing I noticed with these, the period undies, it was not even a mess on me, which I was surprised. It wasn't like on me at all. It was all contained in the underwear. And it didn't really, I know they talk about the odor control. It does control the odor pretty well, I noticed, except when it's like full and then it starts like hanging out on top. You know, that makes sense. So overall, I felt a whole lot cleaner, and that is huge. This was a huge win. I'm so glad I tried this. If you've been too scared to try this, please let this be your inspiration to try, because it really worked for me and I was shocked. Because again, yeah, very heavy period. It worked for me. My only recommendation is to get more pair. I'm gonna get 2 more. They say they're good for 30 washes, so you know it's not gonna be lasting forever. But I haven't really done the math on it yet, or tried to figure out, you know, how many of these I use per period and stuff. But even if it's close to the same price, or however it equals out, like there's the benefits besides pricing far outweigh it anyways, that I'm gonna stick with this. I'm actually so excited. It's just so nice because it made this horrible time that we have to go through, it just made it so much better. It gives me hope, because I just was kind of resigned for my whole life. Like, yeah, everything is horrible. I just have to deal with this horrible period, and it's a horrible mess, and there's nothing I can do about it. And, you know, you get used to that after years and years and years, and it's just the way life is, and nobody wants to hear you complain, so you just don't. But things are better. This is so much better. And I haven't tried any other brands, but this is the one I tried, but I'm sure the other ones work fine too. I just am so amazed, and I think you should try it. Oh, my camera's overheating. I better go. Let me know if you have any questions about this, and I'll answer them. My camera's overheating. Okay, bye.